Mr. Lito Yap, Vice Chairman of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Paul Varber, our school superintendent, Ms. Luz Villasobal, our beloved school principal, teachers, parents, and fellow graduates, a pleasant day to you all. Here we are. We've worked through these past 10 months, looking forward to this day. To begin, I would like to give my utmost gratitude to all of you who have seen me through this amazing journey. Firstly, and most importantly, I thank God, my source of strength and eternal compass as I navigated this year. I must thank my family. I thank my parents, who set me on the right path from the start, and my siblings, my greatest supporters and friends. I also thank my other relatives on both sides of my family and the world. I would like to express my gratitude to all of my teachers, who provide invaluable advice and support while challenging us to push past our presumed limits. Obviously, I thank my classmates. You've been with me through it all. As we close this chapter of our lives together, we also turn the page to the next adventure. Before we do, it is important to remember our first few chapters, where we came from. For me, it all started 10 years ago, as a quiet kid from the American suburbs moved halfway across the world. I left behind almost everything I'd come to know. But if I had not come here in 2012, I would have never experienced everything I've been through. The harrowing and heroic, the cringeworthy and courageous, and the beleaguered and beautiful. When we first came here, I was still the same quiet kid I'd always been. Yes, I had a few friends, some of which have even stuck with me until today, but I remained on the sidelines. Of course, you're hearing that quiet kid speak to you today on stage, so clearly, along the way, I found my voice, both literally and figuratively. Before I could achieve the latter, though, I had to realize something. A single person, alone, can hardly ever achieve something great. A play is more than its director. The student council is more than its president. A sports team is more than its MVP, and a class is much more than its highest scorer. It took me a while to learn this. In 9th grade, I ran for class representative. Instead of the usual speech, though, I rapped in front of my whole class. As expected, I made a fool of myself and lost to our now treasurer, Gift. I ran again the next year, but lost once more to another classmate, Valerie. Both times I ran to serve myself only. I never asked my classmates what they wanted from their class representative. This year, as many of you know, I ran for student council secretary. For once, I made a speech, even as my knees wobbled, my hands trembled, and my words stumbled over each other. I was determined to serve the Bethel community with utmost dedication. My time in the student council has been life-changing. We've done amazing things together, and to all current student council members, I would vote for you again if I could. That said, I am excited to see what next year's council has in store. As of the moment, I'm not a perfect public speaker or even student council secretary. However, my experiences have been crucial in pushing me to keep on improving. Likewise, our time at Bethel has propelled our batch to always push forward. One example of this is theater. When we first began, we didn't even know what cheating the audience was. Nevertheless, we learned and improved, due in no small part to the invaluable advice of Mrs. Abal. Your passion for theater ignited our desire to perform spectacular shows. However, a little online play called Pocket Watch was more spectacular than any stage production. Yes, our class created Bethel's very first online play. I'd like to especially thank our tech team for helping to realize our vision. After all, it took all 12 of us to make it work. In a way, though, it feels unfair to you 11 to only thank you in a collective sense. So, I'd like to say something about each of you. I was actually inspired when Miss Baliwalio asked us, how would we remember each other, even after graduation? Now, I'll share my answers. I'll never forget Justin, our class coder and language enthusiast. Your passion and energy are infectious. Marco, Bethel's most beloved performer. Through it all, you've been a true friend and a reliable confidant. Emma, a brilliant mind that even I struggle at times to keep up with. I'd like to see where you can go and what you can achieve. Mike, an eloquent speaker and writer who always has something to say. Your curiosity always sparks such interesting classroom discussions. Angelo, our student council president and one of the most hardworking people that I know. Throughout this year, you have been the face of Batch 2023. Fabian, you're the best when it comes to bouncing off ideas. Also, I'd like you to know that you got me through research. Carl, a star on every stage and court he finds himself on. You're the friendliest guy I know, and you never fail to bring a smile to our faces. Gift, you embody what it means to be a leader and decision maker. Your genius ideas never fail to set the class into motion. Chelsea, a longtime friend who single-handedly pulled us through online classes. Along with Justin, I know I'll be seeing more of you soon enough. Valerie, as the most effective communicator, designer, and photographer in our entire class, you consistently demonstrate your own unique brand of excellence. And of course, Indy, the class artist whose artworks continue to impress me beyond belief. Those afternoons spent playing together were some of the most fun I've had all year. In all 11 of you, I see future athletes, politicians, educators, artists, writers, and entertainers. I see young men and women ready to take that next step into the unknown. Whoever you are, whatever your background, and whatever quirks or oddities you think define you, there is a place for you in God's great plan. So please, make your voice heard and be the best you that you can be. I'm reminded of the words of the 38th Vice President of the United States, Hubert Humphrey. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it. I am ever grateful for the friends who have seen me through this year, held me up when I could not hold myself up, and shared every laugh and smile with me. As the year comes to a close, I reminisce on all that I've come to know here in Bethel. I'll miss Show My Wednesdays, strolling through these well-walked halls and the excellent facilities. However, none of these things compare to how much I'll miss the people who make Bethel what it is. The teachers, non-teaching staff, my schoolmates, fellow student council officers, and of course, my classmates. I won't lie, it will be very difficult to say goodbye to you all. Nevertheless, class of 2023, it has been an honor to call you my classmates. It has been a far greater honor to call you my friends. You made my year worthwhile. Thank you.